Hello, and welcome back to Panem as I continue expanding the influence of the capital in Perfidious. Pete plays The Hunger Games. Or Stellaris, whichever. The hunger, though. The hunger. I hunger for the Bacterium hierarchy. I hunger for them. And they're going down. Deep, deep down into my stomach with a cream-based sauce or possibly a sour cream-based dipping sauce. And the corpses of their delicious, succulent, deep-fried children will fuel the conquest of the galaxy. You know, as soon as I can get the armada that I need in order to build them constructed. And how am I going to do that? Well, the key to victory thus far seems to be basically brutally exploiting my own people, forcing them to slavishly construct the armada, and I'm going to build that armada from the looks of things, chiefly from extracted minerals, human suffering, and the blood and bones of the slaves that are laboring to build it. Which, admittedly, is probably not the best recipe for spaceships, and likely goes a long way to explain why we had such a difficult time defeating the Bacterium hierarchy in our last war. System survey complete, or was that an indoctrination and indictment of my overall plan of building spaceship out of the bones of my own citizens? Probably it was. This time, though, when we take our ships crusted with human bones and blood into the battle, this time, things are going to be different. Because I'm pretty sure that, contrary to the cliche, doing the exact same thing over and over again and expecting different results isn't the definition of insanity. I think it's more the definition of stubborn stupidity, and those are the two words that are going to be carved on my tombstone. Perfidious Pete, stubbornly stupid. No, I mean, I kid about the stubborn stupidity. Not that I'm not stubbornly stupid, just that those won't be the words that are going to be written on my tombstone, because I won't have a tombstone, because I'm going to be cremated and thrown into a reservoir so that I can continue poisoning people long after I'm dead. That's right, you're going to drink my ashes. Which reservoir, Pete, wouldn't you like to know? While approaching Botein 1, the HIMSS Woo suddenly receives a glancing hit by several passing mass driver rounds. Projectiles were billions of years old, and based on their trajectory, they appear to be stray rounds fired from a neighboring galaxy. After missing their intended target, they continued on their journey for untold millennia until today. The rounds will be recovered in an advanced design despite their incredible age. An extra 150 engineering research. I mean, I'll take 3 months of free engineering research. Why the hell not? The HIMSS Woo took a hit, but it's not the first time Woo takes a hit. She's sexually adventurous. That gal. There's nothing we don't like about her. World's greatest science, sexual pioneer. What's not to love? One thing that's not to... why are we suddenly losing money? Oh, because we built another colony ship. Right. Why do I keep... You're going up to colonize... You know, this planet is really good, and it's near a bunch of really awesome stuff. We kind of want this planet in the Empire, I think. I'm also looking towards taking down these eruptions, by the way. Don't think I've forgotten about my eruptions. They've been lasting more than 4 hours, and I realize there's really probably something we should be doing about them. The Bacterium hierarchy, though, we gotta deal with them first. And in order to deal with them, we need to deal with a fleet. We gotta get it constructed. So we're gonna keep cranking out destroyers as fast and furiously as we can, hopefully as fast and furious as members from the eponymous film, The Fast and Furious, who are both fast and furious. You know what? I'll give you the Fast and Furious, but I've seen, I think, every Fast and Furious movie but the last one, and you guys don't really seem that furious. I would say that you're fast. Admittedly, you guys move about the world at very high velocities. I'll give you fast, but the furious, you really seem more friendly and, like, dedicated to each other and not really very much furious. You're sort of just looking for a good time most of the time, which seems to be the opposite of fury. They should just call them the fast and the congenial. The fast and, you know, maybe a little bit cheesed off about the fact that somebody served tuna salad for lunch. The fast and a little bit miffed that Dom didn't clue him in onto whatever the full disclosure of the latest plan was. The fast and the slightly annoyed. So this is going to be all armies. Surface construction queue on Fort Pete. Spaceport of Earth, Petersburg. All right, we're cranking out the ships. How's our second fleet looking, by the way? So really, these ships have that low? Or was that... Okay, that was just one, actually, right? I was going to say, we're only getting... If we built 2 destroyers and we're only getting 74 total military power out of them, that's actually really bad. But this is not the number of ships. It's actually the number of... the amount of fleet capacity it takes. So we're getting 74 per one, which also is kind of crummy. It's just not terrible, I suppose. More construction finished. Another ship. We're just building up our armada. We're just taking our time, letting things progress here. We do have an idle construction. We have 3 idle construction ships, which we simply cannot allow. Construction ships are no longer allowed to be idle in the Peterian Empire. So what do we want to have District 12 doing here? Can we go look at like your overall income, District 12? Can we see specifically like what you're up to, planets and sectors? Can we look at your deets? So you're making 2 energy credits a turn. Monthly gain. Okay, you're making 6.9 minerals per turn. You are making no energy per turn. So just Sector 12, we want to try and construct energy. Sector 13, we really want to... How much energy? Also, really, pretty much, we just want to kind of give them energy. Now, we could channel them some energy. I'm not really worried about giving them research, per se. Minerals we like, and they are going to have the ability to develop stuff on their planets. We did tell them to respect tile resources. And it looks like they're going exclusively for power, which I wholeheartedly support. They have... You know what? You should move this tile person down here, though. Wait, did I just... Oh, that was San Pete Cisco, where I just moved a guy. Right, I guess we probably can't control... We can't control these planets directly because they're sectors. They're... No, we can control these directly. I can move the people in the San Pete Cisco? That really doesn't seem right. Why can't I manage the planets of a sector? I shouldn't really be able to do anything to the planet of a sector. I can move their people around, though, right? Governor Florencia Abandes. Well, I mean, she is currently ruling from this planet. Well, what you need to do, then, is I don't care about what research you're generating. I want you to have people... Can I do stuff? Okay, so I can't manage planet sector tiles, but I can move people around? That sort of seems like a way to manage planet sector tiles. I don't want to fire shots here, but... Did that actually change there? Let's unpause it for a second. I'm curious to see whether that changed. No, they're still only gaining... Oh, well, that was a different one. But they're still... Now they're gaining 8 power per month. Oh, District 12 is rich in power. So what we should do to District 12 then is just start... Okay, so this construction ship then. They're rich in power, poor in minerals. That's fine. We're going to throw some minerals your way. I'm going to give you extra minerals by giving you a bunch of mining stations. How's that sound? Sounds like a pretty good deal since it cost you nothing. I'm just building shit for free over here. Building the infrastructure for your nation. Shiftless layabouts in District 12. It's no wonder we destroyed it.
Research complete.
That's fantastic. Please be... Okay. Well, you know what? I was going to say please be my guns that I can use to upgrade my ships. But, having said that, also, 50% extra survey speed. That's really good. That's also really good. Plasma thrower. What are you? 8 to 14, an energy weapon. 8 to 14 damage is... pretty good. Whoa. What's going on here, Stellaris? Gonna just zoom way out. So they've got a really good minimum damage. Their maximum damage is not fantastic, but they do ignore armor. They do less damage to shields, however. Railguns are good against shields, though. Do we want to unlock this plasma thrower? Physics Lab 2, not supremely... cold fusion power, though, really seems like the way to go, right? Yeah. We're going to need more powerful... If we're going to build more, progressively more and more powerful ships, we're also going to progressively need more and more powerful reactors to fuel those. That seems like a respectable compromise. All right, Goibnu, what are you doing? You're down here in District 12 doing jack shit. Is there anything in the Empire proper that you could be possibly developing or making better in some capacity? No, because the Empire proper, by and large, has been fully harvested. We've got everything we need. I mean, you could come over here. Yeah, here, come over here and build some mining stations. That's fine. And what about you? Well, we're out of minerals, so...
Construction
Advance a little time. We get surface construction is going off. We must have queued up. What did we queue up that people are just racking out, man? It's been a day or two since I played Stellaris, so you have to forgive me if I'm spending a little time here playing catch-up. The HIMSS Woo is idle. Well, with that extra 50% survey speed, Woo, you're going to be doing better work than you've ever done before, and you've been doing solid work. Better work than she's ever done before, Scientist Woo. Okay, so here comes survey. Well, that's a circuitous route for that survey, but sure, what the hell? She's out here doing better work than she's done before. Words no one has ever said about Kirsten Dunst, who is the opposite of that, in that everything she's ever done has been progressively worse than the first thing she ever did. Pete, what are you talking about? Have you not seen Interview with the Vampire? Really? Have you not seen it? Because I got to say, Kirsten Dunst, you know, she was magnificent in that. She really was. What the hell happened, Kirsten Dunst? Why were you so much better as like a 9-year-old than you are now? You're supposed to get better at your craft, continually improve yourself. But that's... Alright, so Los Pitalis is currently being colonized in the Propus sector. Fantastic. This is a system I'm actually tempted to go over the colony limit to keep under our control, because look at all of these resources, man. Gonna have a ton of power. We got potentially, well, 2, potentially 3 possible power choices here. Has this been surveyed? How come we didn't survey any of that? Is it because it's outside our... No, it's definitely inside our borders. Why is nobody surveying this? We need to get on that as quickly as possible. The surveys must also continue. And it's back to just... I just want to declare war on the Bacterium so badly. It's the only thing I've ever wanted, but our ship... We just keep getting hijacked by infrastructure. Hijacked by infrastructure is the problem I keep running into. I want to build an armada of spaceships, sure, but I also want to... Ooh, what is this? Hold on. Our deep space tracking arrays on San Pete Cisco have made an alarming discovery. A large asteroid is heading toward the moon on a direct collision course. Should it impact the surface, the consequences would be disastrous. The asteroid must be destroyed before it is too late. Begins the asteroid-sighted event change. So we need to take a look at that then. What can we do? I call Bruce Willis, Steve Buscemi, possibly, I don't know, Steven Tyler to craft a theme song. A large asteroid has been detected on a collision course with San Pete Cisco. It must be destroyed before it impacts the circus. Okay. But did I just say before it impacts the circus? You know what? If a giant asteroid is headed for a circus, go ahead and let it collide, really. What's the worst case scenario? It kills some clowns? That's not a worst case scenario. That's a best case scenario. How come San Pete Cisco is not on the map here? Los Pitalis, Chicago. Are planets and sectors not... Planets and sectors don't show up in the outlier, huh? Oh, the asteroid is... Okay, it's a thing. Well, do we have a fleet that could get there in time? Not a distraction. Where are you at? You're in Seoul. You're probably out by the jump beacon then. Can you guys get over here and fight this asteroid? If anybody's gonna make it in time, it should be the fleet of and good peoples of the Peterian Navy. I love the fact that this thing has a military power, by the way. It does have 6,000 hit points, which is an atrocity. It's moving quite slowly. In the meantime, though, you know, just because there's an asteroid on a collision course with Earth doesn't give you guys the right to slack off in the whole building the Armada department. Also, this asteroid appears to have been fired directly out of the sun. That's... I mean, when your own sun is shooting asteroids at you, that's... you're doomed, man. What kind of race of peoples are you if your own sun is trying to eradicate you from the planet? I don't know if we're going to get here in time. Fully surveyed, construction complete. Okay, we were working on a little bit of surface construction. We will want to run through our surface ships in just a minute. In the meantime, you know, the building must continue, folks. Just because shit is about to go down, this is still not in this zone, huh? We really need to get our influence out here to expand. So there's nothing out here we can continue to harvest. This place is also fully harvested. What else might we want to have these construction? Well, you should definitely come up to Propus, though, and start preemptively building here. So let's build... Go ahead and build your mining stations first. Get those out of the way. And then back to the asteroid. It's really all about the asteroid. It's all about the asteroids, baby. Yeah, you guys want to come over here and destroy this? New Pete Cisco is about to be leveled. It's about to be eradicated from the galaxy. And we need you guys to get your lazy asses over here and do something about it. Save me, Ben Affleck. You're the only one who can. See, this is just what they should have done. Why fly onto the asteroid and drill into it? Just pulverize it with nuclear missiles from space. That's really all you need. See, it worked fine. Oh, you know, we couldn't impact a nuclear weapon on the surface. Fine, don't use one nuclear weapon. Use several hundred antimatter bombs, and they'll get the job done. NASA, why'd you drop the ball on Armageddon? Bruce Willis could have lived. All you had to do was develop antimatter weaponry and then launch them in missiles from the surface of the Earth, and Bruce Willis could have stayed alive drilling holes in the ground. He probably never would have approved between the marriage of Liv Tyler and Ben Affleck, though, and then yeah, it would have been a romance lost, an opportunity. Maybe it's best that he died. On the plus side, hey, new Unity achievement. What are we going to take? We did pick up Domination, so now we have our choice between increasing governor skills by 2 and Empire leader capacity by 2. I like that. We could actually use some more leaders. Or alternatively, we get Star Lords. Reduces subject integration cooldown by 50%, and it increases subjects' opinion of us by plus 20%. Speaking of integration, I hate the Bacterium with, I hate them with a passion, a burning, burning passion. But one way we could get them into our empire would be to just integrate them. Costs 360 influence at the rate of 5 influence per month, and it takes 72 months. Is this the most insidious and perfidious way we could possibly do this? Rather than go to war with the Bacterium, because first off, we'd have to release them as an independent vassal, and then I'm certain that probably triggers some sort of truce timer with the Bacterium. We don't have to kill them. I want to kill them, but we don't have to kill them. I would love to kill them, but we don't have to kill them. Here's the reason. If we release them as an independent subject, I think that gives us either a 5 or 10 year truce. It gives us another truce, or it's at least a year before we can just immediately declare war on them. And that's to prevent us from doing scumbag things like taking them as our vassal, destroying their fleet, or crippling their economy, and then immediately declaring war on and subjugating them. Alternatively, what we could do is just bring them into the Empire. We could just say, hey, Bacterium, join us. Become one as a brother. Let's forget about my repeated and frequent diatribes about my desire to eat your children. I've come to see the error of my ways. I would like to bring you unto my bosom, to suckle at the bosom of the mammalian might that is the human empire. You're a lesser bivalve species, and I'm giving you the opportunity to filter the leavings of the Peterian Empire. And then when they accept, we go, we were lying, now I'm going to eat your children. You know what? 72 months is only 6 years. We're doing it. We're going to integrate them. We're going to bring them into ourselves. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies even closer. And then when they're there, kill and eat their babies. Are we likely to integrate any additional subjects? The next people that we go to battle with, we're just going to... You know what? No, we're going to subjugate them. Let's take colonial viceroys. Colonial viceroys, governor skills increased by 2, empire leader capacity. We could use those leaders quite a bit. I'm relatively comfortable with that. How's the war against this giant rock coming? So far, looks pretty good. And new Pete Cisco is saved. Ah, congratulations. Bruce Willis and his ragtag band of misfits have once again triumphed over in, sanity. And managed to bring home 1,000 minerals, too. See, that's the one thing they never tell you about in Armageddon, is that Bruce Willis's efforts not only saved the human species from eradication at the hands of a giant, monstrous, murderous asteroid. You know what else it did? Also did and ushered in an era of prosperity, because the minerals that we got from that rock, we put to good use, building more instruments for Aerosmith so that they could give us delightful light rock ballads for the next 30 years. We didn't want to miss a thing, so we said, you know what, Aerosmith? We're going to take all those minerals, and we're going to turn them into power chords via music. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to take all of that cash that we just brought in, and we're going to turn it all into spaceships. Murderous spaceships. Pittsburgh. How many ships could we get out of that? You know what? Just keep cranking them out then. Let's go fruity ape shit. I'm going to build. That's good. That's 6 more destroyers. That's going to take our fleet capacity to 12. That puts us, it's going to put us up near the top. Also, we are going to need a bunch of energy credits because we're going to have to upgrade that whole fleet we're building out of sort of obsolete designs. One thing I do like about Stellaris is they don't really overly punish you for upgrading your fleets. In a lot of games, it'll be like, oh, you can upgrade your fleet, but it's basically as expensive as rebuilding the unit. It's almost better to just destroy them, reclaim their minerals, and recycle them into brand new ships built with updated technology. Stellaris lets you refit your ships at a relatively reasonable price point. It's good game design. So, Earth is full. Or rather, getting full. We can't upgrade any of this stuff. Have we fully upgraded planetary? We have a planetary administration. We could get a planetary capital. Oh, we're actually working on a planetary capital now. Well, all right. There's nothing we can do on Earth. What are we gonna do here? You know, wasn't there a planet that we had pending that we were gonna build a Peterian power plant on? New Pittsburgh has one. Did we already finish that? We already finished it. We already have a Peterian power plant. You guys are ahead of the curve. What we should probably build then is an energy grid. We've got a lot of energy producing structures here. This one is currently producing nothing, but do we really care about that? Can we just build an energy grid here? We can do that. So we'll drop an energy grid there. Where's our growing population on this planet? Where are you coming into being, new population? Over here for, no, we're going to move you over here. This energy grid will be finished before that population grows. And you know what? The next population can go harvest that 2 technology force. That's fine. Petersburg, how you looking? We got to go periodically check on our planets and just give them a little bit of a, hey, how you doing? Make sure everything's doing okay. What about a planetary capital? Do you guys have one of those? Are you interested in a planetary capital? Maybe, but we don't have enough. Man, planetary capitals are ridiculously expensive. Other than that, though, how you guys feeling? I mean, you look pretty good. Do you have an energy grid on your planet? You do already have an energy grid. Excellent. We would build. Yeah, you guys are good for. We've built. Okay, you guys are already ahead of the curve. In fact, we already have a structure built there for a population that's currently growing. It's like when you were a kid and your parents bought you shoes that were like a size too big or maybe a half a size too big. You're like, you know what? You'll grow into them. You know why they did that? Because your parents didn't care if you wore ill-fitting shoes just so they could save a few bucks. Bring that up the next time you see them. You're like, hey, Mom, Dad, remember all those times you guys bought me shoes that were too big and you said I'd grow into them? It was a dick move. You could have just got me some new shoes. Sure, you took me to raise and gave me a roof to live under and probably food to eat, stuff like that. But still, the shoes thing, I'm real salty about the shoes. We do need to clear a tile here. What tile to clear? Well, all of these tiles kind of suck, so we want to make sure all of you guys are good. We don't have to do anything on Varnia for the next 4,000 years because we killed all of the Kravadocs, and now we're just trying to breed fast enough to inhabit their abandoned buildings. Pete, are you building your bones on the civilization of the ruins of another civilization? Of course, because that's how it's done. You always build on the bones of your predecessors. What else are you going to do? Build from scratch? That's a sucker's gambit. We're currently getting 1 mineral and 1 production from this. What we really still sort of need power. Power is the spice of... Spice is what runs the Empire and Frank Herbert's Dune, but energy is what runs this empire and pretty much all other empires. I think when space exploration and conquest and intergalactic conflict finally do start ramping up, it is in fact going to be energy that dominates everything. And we've got, we got the mineral things covered. I'm going to build What? A power plant? Yeah, build me a power plant. Yeah, it's going to suppress the collection of that one mineral, but I think we'll be okay by giving up one mineral in favor of an abundance of power. Fungus Men, you guys dead yet? Still 11 more years for you guys to finally expire, huh? Well, there's good parts of that and bad parts of that. Good parts of that is you won't be eating any food anymore, especially you two who are currently producing jack shit. Don't think I don't notice this. Bad part of that, these guys are producing quite a bit of the food for our empire. We have a plus 14 food ratio now, and 9 of it are these guys. What's Picago doing? Picago, you are looking good. Windy City, building a population on that tile. You know, let's go ahead and build you a power plant down here. A basic power plant, and I'm going to move you off mineral duty to power plant duty. I'd really rather you grow into a power plant than grow up to become a miner. Also, it'll make you be not a slave. Never say that Perfidious Pete didn't do anything for you. What did I just do for you? I gave your children the opportunity to grow up not as slaves. I could have left you out there working that farm. Could have left you out there, you know, building the pyramids, but instead, I chose to lift you up. I gave you a better future, a brighter future for you and your unborn children. I was like, you know what? You guys don't have to be slaves. You don't have to be out there harvesting minerals. What you could be doing instead, you could be working in a power plant. You could be an energy engineer, one of the people that are founding the conquest of the galaxy. The guys who give us the power to oppress and enslave the other members of our species. You're one of the oligarchy now. I have made you. Don't make me destroy you as well. Chicago. So we're going to come back here. You're building a basic... I was building a power plant for a population. Where was that happening? Ah, here we go. So I was just waiting for some minerals to come through. You're going to be a basic power plant. This planet has a ton of power as well. We should probably drop an energy grid down here somewhere. There's a lot of power available on this planet, which I like. That's good. We need Peterson City is the shit when it comes to power. Fort Pete, how you looking? You're a dump. Fort Pete is a literal and objective toilet. This planet is terrible. Also, I'm pretty sure its people are going to starve. How are we going to feed all of these people? There's almost no food on this planet. Okay, we'll clear this tile blocker. One of you... I lifted up one of your fellow humans on Peterson City, and I don't feel bad about it because I'm about to make up for the good act I just did by an evil act by making you become a slave when that tile blocker gets cleared. I'm going to lift some people up. Sometimes after you lift people up, you got to cast them back into slavery. Returning from the desolate surface of Umik, Science Officer Shang Tan brings with them a sheet of woven plant fiber. Its exact origin and purpose is unknown, but has proven quite absorbent in tests. While useless to the sciences, Shang Tan has taken a shine to the thing and now carries it with them wherever they go. Officer Shang Tan is a real happy frood, the crew whisper. So, Shang Tan found his towel. Shang Tan gains a towel. Sweet. Alright, Douglas Adams. Working your way into my video game, I'll allow it. Mostly because, one, I don't have a choice, and two, I actually like Douglas Adams. Is that a controversial opinion to be a fan of Douglas Adams? I think that's actually the opposite of a controversial opinion by and large. I think he's pretty well beloved, Pete. Everybody is kind of a fan of Douglas Adams. These guys, though, these guys are going to be a problem. Look how fast they are expanding. We are going to need... I think we're going to need some help to deal with these guys. How powerful are you? This is the Obraxi Hive Collective. Oh, good. They have superior fleet power, equivalent naval capacity, superior technology. All of those things are bad. They're also right on our border. How do they feel about us? You know, they're not fans. At all. Border friction, xenophobic bigots, repugnant ruler. They don't like us even a little bit. This is a problematic conflict. I suppose we could bring the Eruxans under our aegis as well. Although, we don't really know whether or not these guys have expanded either. This is troubling for the future of the Peterian Empire. H-Arbiter, where are you at and what are you doing? You finished that system survey. There are really no other systems in the neighborhood for you to bother with. We have a fallen empire up here. We're kind of pinned in here. You know what? There's an anomaly over here. Can you just come research this? For one thing, it gives you something to do. Here, research this anomaly. No, did want to do that, actually. Or did I? Or did I? Alejandro Rodriguez. Who is researching this right now? Yeah, which I changed leave be for now. And also, god damn it, Woo. What were you doing? You're surveying stuff? Are you still doing that? You appear to... No, because now you're suddenly idle. Nope, you're still... Okay, so... Oh, good. All right, well, let's just... Here, stop. Why is it showing you as moving? Stop moving. Survey this system. And then when you're done with that, go survey this system like I told you to do earlier. I really don't like this mechanic. I'd really rather not just have to do change scientists. What I'd really rather do is just be able to say, you scientists go and do this. I want Alexandra Rodriguez to do this and then go research it. Just leaving anomalies lying around. Science team. At least, you know what? I still like her better than Sanchez. That's the one thing I can say. You're still better than Sanchez. By a considerable margin, in fact. So what are we going to do here? Build a hydroponics farm. Our next population... I don't know what these alien pets actually do, but we're growing another pop there. I'm comfortable with that. Give them a basic hydroponic farm as well. This planet's not going to be good for much at all other than food. Why did we build that? Oh, this planet's an Alpha Centauri. Right, okay. I remember now. We built this planet because it doesn't even count towards our colonized system limit because we already had a planet there. So we can just fling some people at it and it's fine. How's the ships coming? Good, good. All right, ships are coming along. And what else is coming along? Feels like maybe the end of this episode is coming along. Have we made great strides or significant progress? Well, I mean, we've found a potential catastrophic and dangerous future threat. Because these Obraxi Hive guys are not messing around. You're right, civilization encounter. We detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on Zirish in the Hyadum system. They are presently in what could be considered a late medieval age with a firm grasp of metallurgy and a feudal society. Printing press is accelerating the spread of knowledge. We consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Sure, we could do that. You're not wrong. That's one thing we could definitely do. We might observe those people. Learn about them, study them, see what they've discovered, what they're about, observe them developing as a people. Alternatively, the other thing we could do is just, well, we could murder them. We could invade their shitty planet, take it for our own, and make it be a place where humans might like to live. What kind of planet are you? It's a relatively uninhabitable savanna world. But since there's already people there, we don't have to colonize it. We can just fucking invade it. Send our fleet, bomb them from space, invade this dump. What do we gain out of it? And also, where are you located? Hyadum system. Propus is up here. Is Propus a planet we're going to put in a district? I think the answer is no, because as I recall, Los Pedalus is a great planet. Yeah, it's real good. So Los Pedalus is definitely a planet we want to keep in the Empire, and if we conquer these people, we got to make a district out of them. Do we want to do that? Alternatively, what we could do is we could come down here, make these guys into a district. What are they bringing into the Empire? Some trivial amount of power. A pretty respectable cache of minerals. Well, actually, we'd still be getting these, because these we're getting from our frontier outpost. So we wouldn't be giving up any of this. What we'd be giving up is this stuff. And then we would have an excuse to colonize this shitty continental world. We just make this a district. So we lose a planet, but we also would gain 2 planets, and then also potentially pick up these planets. And we no longer need to bridge. How good is... Okay, how good is this planet? Peterson City, how good are you? You're going to be an energy powerhouse, though. A powerhouse of energy. I think we find an empty tile, dump an energy grid on here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that before I forget. Just so this is here. We have to upgrade to a planetary administration before we can do that, don't we? That's fine. We do that. Once that's finished, then we build an energy grid, which we should now be able to build. Yes. Why is it prompting me to build a Peterian power plant? The planetary administration has to be finished before we can do that. Alright, I'm going to have to think about this between episodes a little bit, how we're going to manage that potential sector. Whether we want to make this a sector, whether we want to keep it, how we want to develop it, what to do about these planets down here. I don't really mind maybe making this a sector because, again, habitable planets down here, which we could just also add to it. I hate giving up this outpost, but if we start colonizing these planets and let our area of influence expand a little bit, these don't have, they can, you know, we could still maintain and take advantage of what we've got going out here, just in a slightly different way. We'll ruminate on it. Right now, though, I'm wrapping this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see the continued expansion of the Peterian Empire and the eventual devouring of Bacterian babies, don't think I forgot about you, Bacterians. I know you're still down there slowly being integrated, and what I'm going to integrate you into is the menu. If you want to see them make it onto the menu, might consider subscribing as well. New episodes of Stellaris every single day. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.